Board games. Hey teachers, are you looking for a fun and effective way to engage your ESL students? Today we're talking about board games, an amazing tool to make language learning interactive and exciting, and yet they're so underrated and underused by language teachers. Hopefully, this video will inspire you to bring them into your next lesson. Let's dive in. So first, why board games? Board games aren't just for fun. They're powerful learning tools. So here's why they work well in ESL classrooms. Breaking the ice. Board games create a relaxed environment, helping students feel comfortable and reducing the fear of speaking English. Great for the start of a course or when introducing new groups to encourage interaction. For example, Jenga with a twist. Write conversation questions on each Jenga block. Every time a student pulls out a block, they must answer a question before placing it on the top. Engaging activities. Board games give students a natural reason to use English, helping them acquire vocabulary, practice grammar without even realizing it. Learning happens in a more low-pressure, kind of enjoyable way. For example, Dixit, the storytelling game, encourages students to describe images using descriptive adjectives, storytelling techniques, and new vocabulary. Collaborative learning. Board games encourage communication, teamwork, and social interaction, making language learning a shared and enjoyable experience. Working together towards a goal reinforces listening and speaking skills. For example, Codenames, a great game for practicing synonyms, word associations, and critical thinking in English. Not all board games are created equal when it comes to teaching English, and each game will help with different aspects of English depending on what you, the teacher, considers the most appropriate for your class. Now here's how to pick the best ones for your lesson plan. Consider skill level. Choose games that match your students' ability in terms of vocabulary and grammar complexity. A game that's too advanced can be frustrating, while a game that is too simple won't challenge them. Beginner level, snake and ladders with a Q&A twist. Each space has a question the students must answer before moving forward. Intermediate level, taboo. Players must describe a word without using certain related words. Advanced level, the Sheriff of Nottingham. This game requires students to negotiate, persuade, and justify their answers in English. Focus on learning goals. Want to boost speaking skills? Go for conversation-based games. Need to expand vocabulary? Choose word-building games. Want to reinforce grammar? Use games that require sentence construction. For example, speaking practice. Would you rather? Students explain their choices and justify their reasoning. Vocabulary building. Scrabble helps with spelling, word formation, and expanding vocabulary. Grammar practice. Apples to apples. Students must match nouns to describe adjectives, reinforcing grammar structures. Remember to adapt and simplify. Modify game rules or create your own custom cards to align with your lesson objectives. This makes any game more effective for language learning. For example, in Uno, instead of just playing a card, students must make a sentence using a specific verb tense before placing their card down. Game time. Engaging learning activities. Let's talk about how to use board games in a creative way to maximize learning. For example, role-playing. Use board games as prompts for real-life scenarios. For example, in Monopoly, instead of just playing the game, have students negotiate properly deals in English, practice polite refusals, or even role-play as a real estate agent. Vocabulary building. Create custom game cards with key vocabulary words. Players must define the word, use it in a sentence, or even act it out in front of the class before making a move. For example, in Pictionary, students must draw a word and have their teammates guess what it is, reinforcing vocabulary retention. For grammar practice, you can turn games into grammar exercises. For example, in the classic game Guess Who, modify the game so that students must ask questions in a specific tense. For example, does your person have glasses for the present simple, or did your person wear glasses in school for the past simple? As you can see, board games are an incredible way to bring energy, engagement, and and meaningful language practice into your ESL classes. Try them out, get creative, and adapt them to your students' needs. Do you have a favorite game for teaching English? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more creative teaching ideas. See you in the next video. Inspire. Done?